We have insanely high options volumes being purchased for April 30th, guys, and this is leading me to believe we are going to see a gamma squeeze all the way up to $46 or $47, considering NIO has earnings this Thursday. So Thursday and Friday will be good. I do think we will see a continuation Thursday up into earnings. So we're going to go over all of this and what this means and what you guys can do to benefit from this, as well as go over some technical analysis. But if you guys are new to the channel, I do welcome you here. My name is Tyler. If you like an open, honest, and transparent YouTube channel, you have found one. This is it. So do me a favor, hit the like button if you do like this video, smash it, tickle it, touch it, whatever you got to do to make it turn blue. If you are on a computer, if you are on a mobile device, make it turn black. I do greatly appreciate it. Thank you to you guys that made me one like button richer. Let's get into the video. For any of you guys that think this is clickbait, we are going to first look at the open volume for the day on these NIO options, and it is absolutely mind-blowing. This does signal that people think we are going a lot higher. And if you guys know anything about gamma or gamma squeezes, that is basically where, when a lot of options or calls specifically are purchased, the market maker has to buy the shares in order to hedge the position. So with that being said, we're going to look at it. The $41.50 contract, right at the money, currently has 7,300 volume for the day. The 42 has 28,580 volume. That is absolutely ridiculous. And these are not cheap options. These are $125 currently. And if we continue down the list, 17,000, we got 12,000, we got 7,400, we got 6,000, 1,700, 11,500, 3,200, 2,600, and 9,000, 1,400. I'm just going to see where the volume actually starts to slow down. 3,100 on the $48 strike, 1,500 on the $49 strike, 6,400 on the $50 strike. And granted, these contracts are cheaper, so this doesn't necessarily mean as much, but like with the contracts that are $100 a piece, $125 a piece, the $42 calls for 28,000 in volume, that is absolutely ridiculous, guys. People are betting that NIO is going to fly on this earnings, and even tomorrow for the pre-anticipatory run up into earnings is going to be very good. And if NIO is negative on the day tomorrow, I am going to be completely mind blown as to why NIO is down 3.31% today and even down 0.32% in after hours. This is because Tesla's earnings, if you take out of the equation the tax credits, the EV credits, and all the other minuscule things that make Tesla's earnings look better and have kept them in profitability, that is a big thing. Bears of Tesla say that without all of this stuff, Tesla would still be not making a profit, and which that is true, and that has bled over into all EV stocks. NIO, XPeng, literally the list goes on. CCIV, all these other companies are negative about 3 to 5% a piece on the day. Not one of them is positive. So this leads me to believe this is from Tesla's earnings. And this, I think, my opinion, I could be wrong here, and if I'm wrong here, I will definitely take the L, but I do think this is a one-day event. I don't think tomorrow will be negative for NIO, considering we do have earnings Thursday, but I don't think it'll be negative for any EV stock in particular as to the whole EV market. I think it was just today dragged all these stocks down. Now, with that being said, we did close at $41.08, and for the week, we are currently still up 12.36%, so we have had quite a rally this far, and I do already think this is running up into earnings, considering we way oversold during the correction, you could say. But with that being said, I do think we're going higher on NIO, and I do think we can look, like I said, to the options chain to see exactly how high we are going as to people's expectations. And if we do come back to the option chain, I do think we're going to about the $45 mark. If earnings are good, guys, we could easily go to $50 or $55 a share, in between $50 and $55 a share, just because NIO has been way oversold, and we are still significantly down from our highs at about $63 a share. We even went higher than that, around $65 at one point, and since we have fallen off, we have not even broken our first resistance level at about $45 a share. So this does lead me to believe we are going to at least $45 a share, if not $50 or $55 a share range come earnings, as long as all is good and there is no surprisers. Now, I do want to take a look at the short interest for the day and do some real technical analysis on NIO. So looking at the short interest ratio, and these are the number of shorts or shares that are shorted per day, we do have it coming in at 25%. This data is not updated today, but basically how you can figure this out, if you're on Fintel and they have not actually updated the percentage, you can take the total market volume of NIO, which was 80 million today, and I'm just rounding here, guys, rounding to the closest million point, and it was at 80 million volume for the day, and out of that 18 million was short volume, or shares being shorted. So that does come out to 25% short volume ratio, which is really astonishing given that we have all this bullish momentum as far as options, and we have earnings coming up which are expected to be good, given that NIO has actually guided down the last 5 days. Their factory was shut down the last time we heard about that. They have guided down 1,000 vehicles. So if they can outperform the 19,500 they have guided for instead of the 20,500 they have guided for, we could see a huge pop based off of that alone. So that is interesting that 25% of these shares are sold short today. And if we do look, that is pretty much the lowest point we have seen, 24.94%, up to as high as 28%. So we do have a very high short interest in the stock. I would estimate it's anywhere between 24 and 26%, somewhere in that range. Now, if you watch these videos, you probably already know that, but that is quite significant when you mix in the factor that so many people are buying options, which is going to cause a gamma squeeze once people start to buy shares. And once we get this real pop that I expect to see out of NIO, we could go absolutely insane, and that is why I think we could go all the way up to $55 a share by earnings and into Friday and into next week. Now to the technical analysis, and if you guys are new to the channel, just know I don't do any of these lines, so I have not marked anything for the day. This is all from the previous videos, and basically looking at this, what I had put as the trend line, I said I think it looks like we'd go up to $43 a share, and we briefly touched that the other day for a brief moment, and then we came down from that level, but we do not have a current resistance level anywhere. I do think it's about $45 before we start to get any level of resistance, and if you guys can see, that is basically where we started to sell off really hard. The last time was about $45 a share, a little bit at about $44 a share, but nothing too significant. I think $55 is more of a mental resistance level. But anyways, I do see the support level around the $21 mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark that right now. Like, worst case scenario, I don't think we're dropping under $41 a share, especially up until earnings. Now, if there's a surpriser, like I've already said, that can definitely change things up a little bit, but this is very healthy what we've seen here, just because we have had this 12% run straight up. You have to see some kind of consolidation or a fall down. Now, if we do come down to about the $40 mark, which is about $1.30 lower than where we currently are, that wouldn't necessarily be the best sign. That would be a pretty bad sign, to be honest, but I don't think we're actually gonna do that. I think we'll at least hold the $40 mark, and given the gamma squeeze that I see coming, the short interest or the short volume ratio every single day, I don't think we're getting back to that level, like I said, unless there's some really bad news. But I do expect us to at least gap up to $45 a share and even break that. I do expect to break around $45.50 before reality starts to catch up with NIO stock, because no matter how good a stock is, you cannot see a sustained rally up unless you see these slight pullbacks or consolidation periods. Even what we've seen throughout this 12% run that we have seen, you see a run up, slight sell off, run up, slight sell-off, and then it is expected we will see a run up from here, or we could consolidate out until earnings. But I do believe earnings will be good, like I said, to catapult us to at least $45.50 a share, if not all the way up to my upper end resistance level around $50 a share. And this is where we really started to sell off, and we had two tops. We had a double top and a double drop, so that is what looks very bullish to me, even though I mean pretty much been selling off ever since we hit $65 a share. But $50 is where we really started to sell off, and I thought my position at $48 a share was a great price to be in. Little did I know we were going way lower than that, hitting a low at about $32 a share. So like I said, I do think this looks very bullish and is a healthy run. You can't see a run without these slight pullbacks. So that is basically what I'm looking at. I'm looking to go to $45.50 a share, and if earnings are really good, up to about $50 a share. That is the technical analysis, but now I want to talk about how you guys can maximize profit while minimizing potential risk. And earnings can be quite unpredictable, so even though I think they can that NIO will shoot up, they can also shoot down, like I said, if there's any surprisers. So I think it really comes down to how allocated your portfolio is in NIO. If you have mostly shares or mostly options, there's different routes you guys can play for both of this. But let me know down below, do you guys play this with options or shares? Do you like to trade dailies, weeklies, or do you do it like me and buy 2023 options? Let me know down below in the comments. But if for my case, I have about the same amount of money in shares and options. So me personally, I'm probably more than likely going to buy a put to protect some of my position in case NIO does go down a lot. Now I might do a strangle, which is basically buying a call and put on the same expiration date, probably May 7th, that are almost, or as close to as possible, the same price. So if NIO does go up or down a lot, you will make money on those contracts. Now the only way you lose like that is if NIO doesn't do anything. But if you don't have any options, then I would definitely get a put and a call. That is just me personally, because I like to benefit from the volatility and take advantage of big moves when you see them coming. Now if you only have options, I would personally either sell a cash secured put if you have capital like that, or I would, like I said, play both sides on the earnings. But if you don't have any shares, if all you have is options, then I would definitely buy a put to protect them, unless you have the 2023 options, because it really doesn't matter what happens right now. There's so much time on these. You will do just fine as long as you hold them and you don't panic sell. That is not a recommendation. That is simply what I would do. So come to your own conclusions. I could be totally wrong here, or I could be totally right. Now we do win more than we lose, but you can't always win, so eventually you will lose. So just come to your own conclusions. That is all I will say about that. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video right there. Like I said, I think we are at least going to $45.50 a share, if not as high as $50 to $55 per share if earnings are good. So I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, like always, smash the like button and comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about NIO, as well as consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. I do greatly appreciate you guys. I will see you in the comment section. Bye.